everything related to what the Cape Cod Salties do, which I'll mention briefly. I've got a 10-year-old son who couldn't be here tonight, and that's the reason I do this. And I'm sure everybody else can identify with their own story as to why they're here tonight.
So tonight I'd like to present what's happening today. As you know, Pilgrim has shut down, but I will go through these slides and hopefully you ask me any questions and I'll hopefully be able to answer them for you. But thank you to the Salties for having me here. This is a great opportunity. So we're also sharing responsible stewardship. Our motto is do no harm. We should do no harm to our planet and the people. And then we must hold HOLTEC in order to meet those goals. I'm also part of Save Our Bay MA, a coalition that came together when we found out HOLTEC was dumping the water, planning to dump the radioactive water into the bay. It's a wide coalition of fishermen, real estate people, Native Americans. It's a great coalition, and maybe the Salties could join our coalition. That would be great. And League of Women Voters. Yeah. Okay, and our legislators, and we have, we're so excited to have Senator Sue Moran here. Our legislators can pass bills to prohibit dumping, and Sue has done a Herculean job of trying to get legislation to halt HOLTEC. So Sue, yeah.
I'll just be a minute. Thank you, Diane. The reason I have said not one drop in Cape Cod Bay and filed legislation for that purpose is because of Diane and other advocates. And I want to thank the Salties for bringing this group together. It's huge. It's sportsmen fishing. It's our children. I see a couple of kids who have come in, and I know your son would probably like to be here. It is our next generation that we're concerned about.
And so when we're looking at what is in that water, we do know one of the components is tritium. And tritium mimics water. So it gets into the water and it gets just flow in the bay. HOLTEC will say, oh, it's not dangerous. Yes?
HOLTEC thinks they're George III, but this is Massachusetts.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
So thank you for everybody coming out tonight. Thank you for the participation.
Hey guys, Ryan here with My Fishing Cape Cod at the Cape Cod Salties meeting. Great speaker tonight, Diane Turco of the Cape Downwinders, educated us about the situation with the Pilgrim power plant and HOLTEC and potentially releasing radioactive water into Cape Cod Bay. So we had probably 100 people show up here tonight. Awesome showing. Can't thank Diane and everybody enough for coming out. And at this point forward, it's just, I don't know what else to do except try to tell as many people about what's going on. So spread the word. There's a big meeting coming up on January 23rd in Plymouth. We can show up at 5 p.m., make our voices be heard, and hopefully have a positive influence here. So again, I could talk for a long time about this, but thanks for tuning in. And really, guys, get the word out. I really appreciate it.
So Chris Megan from On the Water came up here with our editor, Matt Hefner, for a very important meeting that the Salties put on. And what it's all about is a company named HOLTEC. And they bought the Plymouth power plant for $1,000, but they got a grant for $1.3 billion. Their entire job is to decommission that plant, and one of the things they have to do in decommissioning it is get rid of water. Some of the water is going to be easy to get rid of. It's the water that's around the actual units that are cooling the system. There's other water that's going to be a lot harder to get rid of, 1.1 million gallons. And if HOLTEC has their way, they're going to dump it right into Cape Cod Bay. And there's not one user group up and down the East Coast that's going to stand with HOLTEC. The problem is right now, if HOLTEC dumps that water in Cape Cod Bay, the punishment is nowhere near what would cover the costs for HOLTEC to just get it and ship it out somewhere else. So if you're not involved, if you don't get involved, if you're not in tune with this, the biggest thing you can do is just learn about what's going on in Cape Cod Bay, learn about what HOLTEC's plans are, and get involved with either a letter to the state, to the EPA, or any of those different user groups that are against HOLTEC dumping water in Cape Cod Bay. That's where we fish. We're all fishermen, we're boaters. We spent it last year. Plymouth, off the coast of Plymouth, had the largest population of striped bass, probably in New England. And they spent 10 to 12 weeks right off the coast within hundreds of yards of where potentially this water is going to be dumped. So right now, nothing's happened to our knowledge. We do have to stay in touch with it, and we have to make sure that HOLTEC doesn't dump 1.1 million gallons of water that is absolutely contaminated. Stay in touch.